広瀬さんが入ってからちょっとだけ重ねて、それで
入ったら終わり。
そうだよね。そうちょっとまあアイデアが終わったら、そうまあ一番わかりやすいだろう。一番最初だから。そうだからまあ3、4分ぐらいで重なって、
3、4分重なったら。
Cal, do you mind if I take some sound during the preparation? Just now, right now?
Yeah, no problem.
To get the ambience and the atmosphere of
Oh,
the
the space. Yeah, yeah, sure, no problem.
It may be broadcast at the radio too.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, no problem?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you very much. I will put this here, and I will forget it. The sound of the beer.
Beer.
What kind of beer is this? Is this Tokyo Hell?
Tokyo Ale.
Tokyo Hell.
生と瓶。
Ah, okay.
Hiroさん、エアチンではやってないの？
やってない。たまにやってるけど、自分のバンドって自分で話を持ってたことはないし、誰かのやつではございました。昔からね、親父よく知ってたけど。
エアチンは近いからね、ちょろちょろは行くんですよ。
あ、そうなんだ。
横須賀だからまあ1時間もからずに行けるから。
そこはさ、遠いんだよ、うちから。どうしても遠いんだよ。
中央線のどこだっけ？
国立。今日だからもう最後に。
僕も今日最後までいられない。
内緒
あるのにさ、それが一杯やって書いたらもう自分の感動しないし。ちょっと俺には無理かな。すごいじゃん。もう飲んでる。
いやもう早めに飲まないと。
あれ？いつも飲まない。
冷めないからさ。
いつも飲まないのに。
いやもう今早めに飲んで冷めるのを待つ。
あ、できました。
分かった？
ああ、分かる。僕最初だから分かりやすい。
あ、そうだね。もう俺さ、これタイミングが分かんないんじゃない？いつ入ってきて。もう
ヒロさんが入ってきたら終わりって言われたんで。
でもじゃあ俺はこれいいけど、いつ入ればいいの？
一応言うときます。
はい。
そうそうそう。いや、言うときます。
どうぞって。
そうそうそう。
あ、オッケーオッケー。
アイスが来るわけね。
いつやっていいか分からない。
俺まだ
Thank you very much.
自分の時計見てやるのとか。
はい。永遠にやってる。これ行くまで。帰っちゃったんですね。誰もこれ。
Well, cheers.
Cheers.
Very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
That was probably the first time you've been introduced to
To everybody.
as the musician to play trombone.
Yeah. So you are the programmer of this place? Yeah.
I'm the programmer tonight.
Yeah.
I do a monthly event here
called
Test Tone every second Tuesday.
Yeah. What is the name of the event?
Test Tone.
Test Tone. Okay.
Yeah. So tonight it just so happened that these guys from Norway fell into my night. So I got some local musicians who are this man over here who you met, Mr. Suzuki.
How did you discover them?
The Norwegian musicians, they actually came over on a residency from Norway, which I believe it was through the residency program with the Norwegian embassy and the cultural attaché over here. But they have about 5 days here at Super Deluxe.
Okay.
And so since they're falling into the night that I usually do, that involves improvisation and a bunch of local artists, I have 14 musicians tonight playing in all different configurations.
Yeah, so big band.
Yeah. Well, I think you saw the piece of paper we had. So basically, there will be. We'll start with
Duets and
trios,
yeah.
but it will all kind of overlap. So you'll just have one sort of flowing idea for a continuous hour. Then we'll have a break, and then another hour.
Beautiful thing. So it will be like a soundscape of Tokyo in one night. Yeah.
With a little bit of Norwegian feeling to it.
Yeah, with
So
a little bit of
some
okay.
Norwegian taste.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, so it's I'm guessing this is your first time at Super Deluxe.
Yeah, in Tokyo.
Oh, in Tokyo as well.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is my first time. For me, it's new.
Yeah.
I just have some mental image of Tokyo, but the reality is quite different, huh? I guess. Huh? Especially now, the rain and the night, this is the strange feeling with this town. Yeah, I like it.
Well, it's one of the best seasons to be in Tokyo, actually, because we're just before the rainy season. Although we're getting a bit of rainy season today.
You mean heavy rain?
The heavy rain, the
Big
heavy
rain.
monsoon, the sideways rain.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's actually, I mean, it's the season where it's not that hot yet. It's not totally humid, and it's not sort of crappy cold, which happens during the winter time. So.
And the Japanese musicians here, they are some they have it here. Or this is the first time you program.
No, I mean, a lot of the musicians have actually played at my event before. Suzuki Manabu, he actually builds all of his own electronics.
Okay.
And he plays in a trio with a guitarist I respect a lot. I've actually played with him before. I play guitar.
You are also a musician.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so sometimes, not every time, I'll include myself in the event. If I do it every
Tonight
time.
you will play.
No, I
No,
won't be
not
playing tonight. I need to take a break, or people stop coming.
And too many people maybe on the stage.
Well, there's that too. But I'll have another guitarist, actually, another Canadian guitarist by the name of Kelly Churko, who will be playing tonight. So, but a lot of the artists, they sort of have their own bands, but then they also do a mixture of different improvisational sessions and stuff like that. So it's probably the biggest driving force behind this event is having different types of collaborations and collisions that will result in new kinds of expression or music or potential ideas, and it sort of fragments into other things. Just I guess a lot like Tokyo. In the very architecture of the city, you see the collisions and the
mixity, all is mix.
Yeah, the heterogeneity of the city.
And what is your connection with Julie?
Oh, Julie,
She's
actually,
a friend first, or you discovered him?
I was introduced, or she was introduced to me by way of a sound artist named Sawako.
Sawako.
Who is she lived in New York for 5 or 6 years, but she does a lot of kind of ambient style of, I mean, not so much stark sounds like Julie does, quite stark ambient music, but she's a little bit more melodic, I suppose, but she introduced Julie to me and said that I do a regular event that oftentimes will host artists who are coming from overseas, and I try and organize sessions with local musicians, which I did for Julie as well. She played with an excellent artist named Hamasaki Yukitomo, who runs a record label here. He's a good friend of mine. So yeah, it was really nice actually.
Yeah,
they played
as far as I could perceive from Paris, it was nice. It was really nice. These events with Julie.
So. Are you recording right now?
Yeah. Yes, I am.
I was wondering. I was like, I think he's recording this, so I better speak in full sentences.
No problem. No problem. No problem at all. Yeah. I will, if you want, I will give you the tape for publication.
All right, sure, yeah. Yeah, it would be interesting to hear what exactly are you doing with the radio program? You're
I am the manager.
so you it's a radio station national in France, or it's an internet radio or station?
Yeah,
or
no. I am running a web radio, internet radio, on different projects. I am doing collaboration with other radio, big one. So for this project in Tokyo and in Fukushima, next week I will be in Fukushima.
Right.
Yeah, I made a connection with Radio France and France Musique,
Oh, right.
which are the national French station. And also every week, every Monday, this program is broadcast over radio in Bruxelles, which is named Radio Campus. Maybe you know it.
Radio
Campus Bruxelles.
Campus?
Campus.
Campus.
Like a campus.
Oh, campus.
Yeah, like a campus. Yeah.
Compass.
So
Not
it's-
compass, it's campus.
Yeah, in French it's campus. It's campus in French. Yeah. So every Monday, Radio Campus broadcast a piece contribution.
All right. Wow.
From this project. Yeah.
Interesting.
That's why I send you a call to contribute.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I actually just
That's
saw
right.
that mail
Yeah.
when you sent your mail today or yesterday.
Yeah.
I realized that I was like,
was me.
because well, it highlighted this other mail that I hadn't looked at, and I was like, oh, I didn't realize that because I thought that was the same mail that you had written and said that you had found a place to stay, and then I was like, oh, it says something else, and then I was like, oh, well, maybe I thought I could talk to you.
It's me. So it may interest you, and it may interest the artist you are working with. So every Monday there is a piece broadcast at Radio Campus Bruxelles, and in September, October there will be a great emission in France Musique with a selection of the different contributions.
Oh, interesting.
Okay, so if you want to give the information to the artists you know in Tokyo, they are welcome in this project. I don't know if you have read the project. If you know what is it about.
The Fukushima project.
Yeah, it's connected with Otomo Yoshihide.
Right, I know.
Yeah.
I know the. I know Otomo's Fukushima project. Yeah.
So it's connected. Yeah.
Because he was doing Project Fukushima basically to bring attention to the situation that was going on in Fukushima, which I thought, I mean, it was quite interesting. A lot of the artists that I knew had gone up to Fukushima to perform, and I've read a lot of what Otomo has written about going up there.
Yeah.
It's quite interesting,
really
you know.
involved, yeah. And last year I was in New York with John Zorn, involved in this project.
All right, and so what was John Zorn doing with the project?
I have broadcast an event on the 15th of August. And this event gathered all the Japanese musicians of New York. Not all, but there was Ikue Mori, there was a lot of musicians from Japan.
Right.
So this was this was to support the people of Fukushima. And this project I am running now is the prolongation of this, the development of this.
Well, yeah, I think it's still quite serious. The situation up
You're
there.
right.
So I mean, it was kind of interesting from a point of being in Tokyo at that time, because of course there was this incredible mass consciousness at the time of course everybody was very much aware of their own situation, but seen in the light of what was going on in Fukushima, it all became small stuff. You know, what was happening to us in Tokyo was very, very small. And so a lot of the musicians that I have been involved with for quite a long time, a lot of people were turning to actually doing events that were to either support the aid that was going up there or to support anti-nuclear efforts. And one guy actually in particular, Ito Atsuhiro, who he uses a long neon light stick to. He actually plays with Suzuki Manabu over there. But he was very much involved with the anti-nuclear demonstrations, and he was using
Still now.
and still now,
Yeah,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. He's actually he goes to all the demonstrations, and he's involved in any event that could potentially have some sort of influence or some sort of I guess events that actually speak out in terms of. I mean, all the nuclear reactors are now down.
Yeah.
Who knows for how long?
Yeah, for how long? Yeah.
But I think there was a cumulative, at least for Japan, a cumulative movement in the consciousness of everybody to get it shut down, and I think a lot of the musicians that I was involved with were very much at the forefront as much as they could to actually raise some awareness about it. But I think Otomo, more than anyone, was really, because he's actually from the region.
Yeah.
He was really he was really involved with actually bringing more awareness to what was going on the ground there. Because I mean there were people in these zones, these kind of no man's zones out there, that were just being completely ignored by the local and federal governments, and my actually friends of mine who I was actually involved with some fundraising here in Tokyo through a number of events, and I had some friends who were driving up there in convoys of 10 to 12 vans, and they were saying it was quite interesting. The only aid organization they saw up there was the Jietai, was the self-defense forces of Japan, and all the Red Cross and Médecins Sans Frontières and all these organizations who basically had asked for donations. At least the Red Cross was. I don't think Médecins Sans Frontières was asking specifically for donations for what was going on in Japan at the time, but everybody was collecting all this money. But they said there was absolutely no evidence of this money doing anything, and the only active members doing any rebuilding or actually moving sort of boats out of the highway and that sort of thing was the self-defense forces. And so these small groups of people, like driving with 12 trucks, became quite important to get things like water containers, because people were there was water up there, but they didn't have containers to carry it, and so people were carrying it in plastic bags and stuff like that. Yeah, and so
Totally unsafe.
and things like the baby food, just the things that we take for granted living in a city like Tokyo. You go down to the convenience store and you just you pick up your toilet paper, but all these things were not getting up there. So they did about 8 runs in the first 4 months following the actual earthquake. And it was amazing, the stories that they had about what little was being done up there. And I really think it's not just a failure on the part of the government, it was really a failure on the part of a lot of these aid organizations, which I think particularly the Red Cross, who I think were deceiving the public in some respects as to what was actually happening up there. And so, I don't know, it's good to see someone like Otomo actually going there and saying, okay, well, this is what's happening, because people, he's got a lot of clout and people are actually going to listen to what he has to say.
And according to you, do you have the feeling that the implication, the conscience of the event is still at a high level now, or 1 year after, more than 1 year after, it decreased a bit?
I think it's decreased quite a bit. I think, it's amazing how communities can collectively forget if they don't want to remember. And I think a lot of You know, in some ways, in Tokyo, it's kind of a good thing, you know, because Tokyo is a machine that makes the economy run in Japan. I mean, Japan has a lot of economic problems right now. You know, I think there's about 7 million yen per person of debt at the moment, the actual government deficit. So that's what is that, about 70,000 euros now per person of debt. And so, I mean, if Japan doesn't get back on the economic track, and you know, we're heading towards a point where everyone in Japan will be very old very soon. And so, in some ways, I think Tokyo itself should really keep, you know, it's the engine that drives the economy, and maybe it needs to forget that there was an earthquake a year ago. I don't know. I mean, in terms of from the human perspective, I think it's very important that the right things are being done in Fukushima. And I think the first step would be, I mean, at the moment, I think they're privatizing TEPCO, or sorry,
It's on the way.
There's the government. Yeah, nationally, they're taking over. They've taken over TEPCO for the time being, which is probably a good first step.
This is a first step.
But
a small first step,
but I don't know. I mean, I just sort of I really feel I just can't trust anybody anymore after what went on. I mean, the government of Naoto Kan was, at least it was the devil we knew, and he was actually a little bit concerned, it seemed like. But I think the government now, they just want to keep everything quiet as much as possible. I know that the Daiichi 4, the fourth reactor right now, there's a big pool.
Mess.
Yeah, there's a big pool of radioactive glop sloshing around, and nobody knows what to do with it, and the structure is at the moment fairly unsound. So another big earthquake, and that gets into the groundwater. You know, it's gonna be tipping over, and
That's scary.
yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, if all that gets dumped out, then the spent rods will be exposed, and I mean, we might be looking at another semi-disaster. I mean, the information just isn't there, and I think that's why people are more suspicious of the government, is that the information is not being made available. It was a real problem, actually, and that was the biggest problem at the time that the earthquake took place, is there was no information coming from the government, and I wouldn't fault the government for hiding things, but they should have been educating people as to the actual dangers of what was going on. So yeah, and that's why.
That should be done,
yeah. I mean, that's why all the overseas media went crazy. I mean, they loved it because nobody was telling them they were wrong. You know, they were saying we're all gonna die, and then the Japanese government was like, "Well, we can't say we can't say that everyone exactly is gonna die, but."
Not now. Surely, but
Yeah.
not now.
Yeah, eventually. Give everybody 80 years. They might be dead.
So maybe just a word about you. You are living. How long have you been living in Tokyo?
In 14 years.
14 years. Okay. So
Yeah.
you are American or?
From Montreal.
Okay, from Montreal. Okay. And so you came here as a musician or?
As a musician, yeah. I was actually making my living as a musician in Canada before I came over to Tokyo, and I found the kinds of gigs and the kind of stability just was not available in Tokyo. So I learned Japanese and started doing some translation work, and now I actually do design work. Well, I have a design company, and that's basically how I make my living. So I can continue.
Not with music.
Well, it's a difficult city to
Like a lot of
make money. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, there's just not any government money for music in Japan, despite how great the scene is in Tokyo. There's just no money here for musicians or promoters or people who are trying to curate worthwhile events. So
If you want to host
So-
the people, you can. You want to host the people coming there now?
no, I don't have to do anything. I'm sure they can.
okay.
I'm sure they can find the bar.
Okay. That's the principal thing. Find the bar.
It's right in front of them when they walk in.
Okay, that's fine. So thank you very much for this.
All right. Well, you have it. Yeah, you have it all.
It will be. It
it's
will
all
be
documented.
on the internet. Maybe tomorrow or something like
Okay.
that. Okay. Okay. Thank you.